It's Friday the 13th of October, and what better time to do my October sewing plans than nearly halfway through the month. But I do have some new plans that I would like to get done this month, and I have been working behind the scenes to get some of them cut out and pre-prepared, so I'm hopeful that these things will actually happen. I have a couple of fabrics to show you, even though technically they're cut out. These are my leftovers. The first thing that I am going to start working on is my hemispheric coat by Pauline Alice. I've been threatening to make this one for years. I think it was on my first make 9, and I've done what, 6 of those. I've muslined it. I did that earlier this year. I've made some alterations to it. I've got nearly everything cut out. I just have to get the interfacing for the facing pieces cut out. Then I'm going to be doing the Scout capelet from Gertie to go over the top of it. I need to get the faux fur cut out for the trim around the hood and around the bottom of that cape. I'm going to be using this combination. So this is a 80% wool, 20% polyamide blend navy coating, and it is navy. Yeah, there you go, you can see it's a really pretty like dark navy wool coating from Lady McElroy. I had 3.5 meters, and when I decided I wanted to do the cape, I went back and bought the 1 meter remnant that they had left, and I have just over a meter left. So I am glad that I bought that extra, because it was necessary to be able to cut all those pieces out. I've lengthened the sleeves on the coat, and I've actually lengthened the body of the coat by 2.5 inches as well. So I was obviously always going to need just that little bit extra fabric than the pattern recommended. I was going to use a lining fabric that the very lovely Rachel gave me for Christmas last year, but I only had 3 meters of that one, and I really wanted the coat and the cape to have the same lining, so I've gone for this polyester satin that I got from the Goldhawk Road from A1 Fabrics, and they had it up in the window and it was absolutely beautiful. I usually wouldn't kind of buy polyester. I try to avoid it now. I have quite a lot of linings. They're in a cubby hole next to this one, but I saw the print on this and it was absolutely beautiful, so I caved and I bought 5 meters of this. And this is what I've got left after cutting out those 2 items. So I have put both of these back into the stash. The navy wool is going to be the sleeves for a holly jacket, which I am going to make the body out of a tartan wool that my sister-in-law bought for my niece for me to make her a coat, which I did good 3 years ago now, possibly more, maybe 4 years ago now. There's some left over, and they said that I could have it. Whatever's left over from that, I'm going to try and make Rianne, my niece, a bag from. So that's what I'm going to use this bit of the wool that I've got left over for the sleeves for that. Then I've also got some Harris tweed in my bag making stash, which is down there, which is a really beautiful blue colour, and I bought it from one of the knitting and stitching shows, and it's a remnant, so it's not very large. It's buried as well, but it does have the kind of navy blue tones in it, so I can use that as a feature piece and use the navy blue as the rest of it. And I'm thinking maybe the companion carpet bag. I have the frame for that, I have the pattern, I just need to kind of like get around to actually sewing that one up, and I think that would be a really nice combination. So I'm glad I bought the extra meter of fabric, because I did need it for the projects, but it is also going to get used. I'm not going to waste any of it. So that is projects number 1 and 2, the hemispheric coat and the Scout capelet to go out over it. And like I say, they're both already cut out. The only thing I need to do is the faux fur and the interfacing for both projects. Then the next thing that I've got cut out is the Rigel bomber jacket, and I've got it cut out from this fabric which I got from Textile Express. I did the Rigel bomber jacket last December during Knitmas, and I did it in the velvet cobra corsage. Loads of you guys asked for a sew along because I fully lined it with like a really fluffy stretch sweatshirting that I got from Guthrie and Garni. I would like to make another one. I did buy this Lima, I think it's, oh, I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's like an upholstery weight cotton. It's supposed to be for like cushions and curtains. That's the word I'm searching for, curtains. It's supposed to be for those, but I love the print so much, and I was going to make bags with it, which is why I bought a meter of it. And it's a huge scale print, and I'm genuinely surprised that I could fit the front, the back, and the 2 sleeves, the 2 fronts, the 1 back, and the 2 sleeves onto this print with almost fussy cutting, but to the point where I have made sure that I'm not like cutting a lemur's face or a bird's face in half. So I've got that all cut out. The only thing is I found some of this ribbing on Etsy and it's amazing. I ordered 2 meters of it. That has allowed me to cut out the waistband and the necktie, and it's left me with 2 pieces left over, which technically do fit around my wrist, but it's really tight. They're a good inch shorter than they should be. The Etsy seller is on holiday at the moment. I think what I'm going to do is sew up the cuffing bits that I've got and see how small they actually are. I'll sew them with the smallest seam allowance I can on my serger, so 1/4 of an inch, see if I can comfortably get my hands through them, and if I can I'll use it. If not, I'll go back and I'll order some more. I need to order some more anyway for the holly jacket that's going to be made out of this and the tartan wool that I mentioned earlier. So yeah, the Rajah bomber jacket is cut out and ready to go, I think, but I'm going to be doing a sew along for that one because you guys wanted to see how I fully lined it and how the drafting of the lining process goes, and then also the actual sewing of it. Because it's an unlined jacket, I personally just prefer my jackets to be lined. I really like the kind of like fluffy fabric on the inside. I didn't know what else to do with it. I bought it because it was one of those ones where it's just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, but I couldn't work out how I was actually going to use it, and so it kind of just, it was the same with the velvet Cobra Corsage. I just couldn't work out what I was going to do with that either, and it came together and I love them. I've worn it once over the year. It's not my regular typical kind of thing that I would reach for and throw on, but I do love it and I promised to sew along, so I have to make another one, and I think this one's going to be really cool as well. And again, it may not get worn often, but it will get worn. And then, as if that's not enough, I've got a bunch of other things cut out, and I'm still going to be doing the bird dirndl. I'm going to be trying to do a witch's hat following a Christine McConnell tutorial, with some silk roses following the Closet Historians silk rose tutorial. I would like to get those 2 done this month as well, but I'm going to be doing separate videos for each of those, so fingers crossed I can get that done. But if all of those things get done, I also would like to start working on my lace dresses. This is one of the laces that I showed you guys in my Year of Projects That Scare Me video at the beginning of the year, which I will link up here and in the description down below. So in my head I've had this Lacala pattern, and Mum bought me these laces, and I've got this tealy one, I've got a navy one, and I've got a black one. I have also got about 10 meters of my skin tone coloured heavy satin. I think it's polyester. We got it in Saudi Arabia, so I probably will end up lining this as well. But I'm going to do like a nude illusion dress with this Lacala pattern. Now I had fully intended to do this skirt as shown because I don't have very much of these laces. For the full skirts that I like, I would need to make them really short, and I don't want to do that, especially as this one does have like a border, like a scalloped and eyelash border. So I've decided to take the skirt from the Butterick 5951. I've made a couple of those this year. I absolutely love how that skirt looks. It's A-line, but it still has some fullness at the bottom, and I think I will have enough of this fabric to fussy cut out so that I have a scalloped edge around the bottom, I have scalloped edge on the little sleeve doodads, and then I have a scalloped edge around the neckline as well. I did look through my silk dupionis to see if I had one that really matched this, so I could do like a solid waistband, because I kind of had that in my head, and I may do it for the black and the navy one, but I don't have a teal that matches perfectly enough that I want to try that. So this one's going to be a completely nude illusion dress, which I think is going to be really fun. So that is what I would like to get done in October. I also have a bunch of other projects cut out that are over there in the corner that, you know, like just things that I was in a cutting out mood and I went through, and now I have projects ready to go if I get other things done, like the 9182, A5951, the 9345 shirt, Camilla camisole, which I'm sure is going to end up being Schrodinger's camisole forever. It's the one that's like, it's always, it kind of fits but doesn't, but I've altered it. So in my head it's a perfect camisole, but if I don't sew it up, then yeah, in my head that makes sense. I've also got the dandy waistcoat muslin to sew up. I am convinced I'm not going to like that one on me, but I need to sew it up just to double check. So I do have a bunch of projects around the sewing room ready to be made up at the drop of a hat, which is awesome. I like that. I do want to get the plans that I've mentioned to you done as well. So what do you think? Am I crazy? Like I say, it's the 13th of October today. The only one that's not cut out is this one, and I have muslined the bodice of this, and I know the skirt fits, so I actually think that will be quite a quick project, believe it or not. I would be really interested to hear what you guys think and which one you are looking forward to seeing made up. I think I'm most excited about the coat and cape combo, although the hat and dirndl are going to be pretty awesome and epic if they turn out like I'm imagining them in my head, which we all know is one of those things that can or maybe doesn't happen, so we will see. We will see. But yeah, I have time. It'll be fine. It'll be totally fine. I've also got to film and edit and do all those things as well, and yeah, it'll be fine. Totally fine. I can do it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Totally fine. So yeah, let me know in the comment section down below which one you're looking forward to most and which ones you think are not gonna happen, because something's got to fall by the wayside. We all know this. If you've enjoyed this video, you might want to check out this one here.